What is an ethical hacker?
Yes, sir.
Ethical hacker.
You are keen to join the defense forces right from early childhood.
Yes.
Would you have thought of NDA also?
The jammers are being used for the vehicle convoy in the JNK. Why they are using the jam?
Come in, sir.
Please come in, Aditya.
Good morning, sir.
Please be seated.
Yes.
You are an electrical and electronics engineer.
Yes.
Despite that, you have preferred to join the paramilitary forces.
Yes, sir.
What could be the possible reason for that?
So, since very early stage of my life, I had an inclination towards joining the uniform services. And secondly, my family has a history of serving in uniform services as well. So that is why I preferred a career in CAPF.
But I'm finding that your father was a district manager of the State Food Corporation.
Yes, but my great grandfather was a salt inspector in British government, and
Salt inspector.
yes, sir. It was a uniform services, and my grandfather's elder brother was a second lieutenant in Indian Army, and he was martyred in 1948 Indo-Pak War. And my grandfather was additional SP of Buxar district of Bihar, and my father is the one who is not in the uniform service.
So now tell me one thing, like, have you read the novel Namak Ka Daroga?
Yes,
What does it have to convey?
it has to convey that if you are an honest person, and if you uphold the demand of the duty, then somewhere or the other, your people will value your job and your commitment towards it and your honesty. So that is what it tries to convey.
You had a Dandi March
Yes,
in the national movement.
yes.
What is the abiding lesson of Dandi March?
Lesson from Dandi March can be, I can able to confer that Mahatma Gandhi took the choosing the salt was a very a smart move from Mahatma Gandhi, because the salt was a thing that used to touch every strata of the society, and he wanted to draw people from every section of the society into the salt march. So I would say that it was a watershed moment when every section of the society came into the national movement for the freedom.
Was it a smart move or a strategic move?
It was a strategic move, sir.
Right. What is the difference between strategy and tactics?
So strategy, I'm not able to find much difference between that. We use those words in place of one another often, but yes, there might be some differences, but I'm not able to recall.
Now correlate it with your academic background
Yes,
of engineering,
yes,
and then you're appearing for the paramilitary and the
Yes.
CAC.
yes.
So doing engineering is a strategic move or a tactical move? And writing the exams, is it strategic or tactical? What do you think about it?
It is a strategic move, sir. You are strategically driving your career, that you have a safe option, and you are pursuing your interest as well. So I think that it is strategic.
And writing exams?
Writing examination can be tactical, but
Tactically
I'm
done.
not very
nice,
sure about
very
that.
nicely done. Very
Yes.
nicely done.
Yes,
Now interested in driving. What do you drive?
a car.
Huh?
Mostly a car.
Car. So you just know driving, or you also enjoy driving? And what are the escapades that you had with the car?
No, so can you please tell the semantics of the escapades, because I'm not able to confirm.
निकल के घूमे, निकल के बैठ तफरी कर लिया बैठ करके.
Yes, sir. So that's what I do. Driving gives me a peace. Whenever I feel pressured or something, I want a peace of mind, then I go for a drive, and it gives me a calming experience. So that's why it is in my hobby, and I have a lot to learn from driving as well. It gives me the decision making. It includes discipline in me, that you have to drive with discipline. It can be a life-saving thing sometimes. Driving, you can save others' life, and it can be a life-saving thing for you as well. So driving is a thing that I do think that it is a trait that everybody should have.
What are new places that we explored?
So I love to explore places, but that is my bucket list. Since because of some limited economic resources, because I'm a student, and the time is also limited. So I was able to explore limited places. For example, when I was in my college, I went to Coorg, I went to Kodaikanal, Ooty. No, Ooty I didn't went. I went to Pondicherry, Goa, etc. Other than that, I went to Gangtok in Northeast. So I love to visit new places.
What is an ethical hacker?
Yes, sir.
Ethical hacker.
Ethical hackers are those hackers which do hacking for good purposes. For example, government sometimes initiate some hackathons or other things where ethical hackers are invited. So in that way, we get to know about the limitations of our system. For example, Railway Department recently conducted ethical hacking contest. They were awarded for that. If somewhere, so they were able to tell what are the loopholes are there in the system and how we can fix it. So that is why ethical hacking is there.
And you opted for, which is a service that you have opted for?
CISF is the first preference.
CISF. So are you going to do a bit of hacking there also?
So I'm
Because you have also been what you call the organizer, the executive director of entrepreneurship cell of VIT University, and later on it's like E-Summit. Agniveer was also selected as one of the 5 organizers of the official hackathon of VIT.
yes.
So hackathon events,
Uh,
new strategies.
Yes. So, but I was in the organizing part of it. I was not a participant. So,
Why should
yes,
you
as a
participate?
manager, I'm a better person rather.
No,
hacker.
see, we are not contesting whether you're a good person or a bad person.
Yes.
We're just trying to link it up. Hackathon. Then obviously, kya kehte hain, it is very, very challenging. In fact, you are able to get the chinks into the armor. In fact, able to point out that.
Yes.
And entrepreneurship, which of course the government is also the Honorable Prime Minister is also very much interested about entrepreneurship.
Yes.
The country has to go ahead.
Yes, sir.
The
Definitely.
country has to go ahead.
Yes.
So there's nothing bad about being a hacker as well.
Yes.
Anyhow, thank you so much. Huh?
Okay, Aditya. Elections are in progress.
Yes.
How many phases we have had and how many phases are yet to go?
So we have had 4 phases as of now, and there are total 7 phases in there in the election.
So when the results are when will the results be declared?
As per my knowledge, it will be 4th of June. 4th of June.
Okay. Do you think this time it is more complex than the previous elections?
Every election is a bit more complex than the previous one in India because the population exceeds and new challenges come in front. So I do think that it is challenging, but it is not very different from the last election as per my opinion.
In the previous elections, people could predict a bit after 4-5 phases, 3-4 phases.
Yes.
This time, I think, as is being surmised, not easy to
Yes.
predict.
Yes. Because the government is there since last 10 years, there might be some sort of anti-incumbency in the people. So it is hard to predict as of now that what will be the result of the election. That is why we have seen some glitches in the stock market as well, that the investors are also pulling some money out of stock market in sort of in uncertainty they have. So this will happen obviously because it is a democratic country and for 10 years a government is ruling. So this is bound to happen, but let's wait for the result for any other.
Okay. You think the voting rate is higher this time or less than 2019 mark?
For last 3 phases, it was lesser than before. 2 to 3% was gap it was seen. But the 4th phase was a good one. We saw a rise from the last time. 2% rise was there from the last time. So we say that now we have come to the point when we can't say that the next 3 phases will be down on the downside or the upper side.
Okay. ADR has represented that the information, the data was not posted on time on the website.
Regarding what's I'm not very aware.
How many constituency wise, booth wise,
Yes.
the data was not posted, and there was a lot of delay between the election concluding for that phase and the data coming up on the website.
Yes, it should have been uploaded on time because the voters have the right, and
so-
it is a very transparency should be ensured.
So this was one observation by the ADR, and second one was that there was some discrepancy between what was posted first and then it was revised subsequently.
Okay, sir. Yeah. I'm not very exactly aware that what was the situation, but I would say that yes, transparency should be
So
ensured.
you mean to say transparency should be there?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Okay. What do you think of CAA certificates being issued now?
Yes. So recently, some of the people were issued with the new certificates regarding the. I do think that CAA is a good move from the side of the government. If you are asking about my
No,
opinion regarding.
Please say again, I couldn't hear you.
What was the question, sir? Again, please.
No,
If
no.
I can, yeah.
You had understood the question all right.
Yes.
CAA and the certificates being issued.
Yes.
What is your view on it?
So it is a good move from the side of government that the people who are being prosecuted on the countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh, they should be given a refuge to India. And recently, the first few certificates were issued. So, but there are some critical problems as well, that people say that it should not have been on the ground of religion. For example, Ahmadiyyas are persecuted in Pakistan as well. So those should have been included or somewhat. But yes, these are some views regarding it.
Okay. Not. What is your personal view on it?
I personally believe that.
Your opinion.
In my opinion.
Talking of Ahmadiyyas.
Yes, sir. So in my opinion, I do feel that CAA was a thing that was brought by the government to amend the partition wrong. That because of partition, many people suffered, and the people who are in minority in these countries we are talking about are being prosecuted. So in order to give them the refuge, CAA was brought. Since Ahmadiyyas was not, and the other communities we are talking about, they were not persecuted because of the partition, then because of that they were not included in CAA. But I do think that if we are bringing up a law, then it must include everyone, in my opinion. But it may be different from the government.
So you must take one thing, persecution as the point,
Yes.
and not the date of partition and how many who remained where. That.
Yes.
What do you think is more important, a particular date or the basis of persecution?
Basis of persecution is, in my opinion, more important.
What are the challenges of ITBP in
Cha-
terms of the deployment, terrain, climate,
So there are
duties?
some sort of challenges. The infrastructure gap is there. From Indian side, the proper infrastructure is not there for patrolling. For longer distances, they have to go by foot and the other means. So that is a problem. The high terrain is a problem. Many Jawans do suffer because of high terrain and those sort of things. And the LAC is not properly lined. Means there is no bilaterally accepted line that is to be considered as a LAC. So that is why the patrolling is very difficult in those places. You might be confronting the other side very often. So that is a problem.
You were keen to join the defense forces right from early childhood.
Yes.
Could you have thought of NDA also?
Sir, yes, sir.
Because
But-
when we asked you about CAPF, you said my family.
Yes, yes,
Oh.
definitely.
So
Sir, first of all, I had more inclination towards the police services, the khaki, because my grandfather, I saw was.
okay, got
Yeah.
you.
And there was one more problem. There was personal to it. If you.
Please.
So my grandfather's elder brother that I told you about, who was martyred in 1947-48 war. So within a week of his death, my great grandfather also passed away. So my grandmother had a promise to me that you will not go into the Indian Army. You can choose any other forces. So it was a middle way I'm following, that I'm going into the police services. I'm not breaking her promises in any way. So that is the thing that is I consider a personal problem. It may not be very logical. But
You
yes.
must see the import why your grandmother is not wanting you to join the defense forces. What is that?
Maybe because of the grief she had or whatever.
Grief because of what? Death because of what?
So sorry.
Grief is because of death.
Yes,
And death is because of
the
risk.
the risk that is
So
associated.
risk
with
is the central point.
Yes.
So convert it to the CRPF, CISF.
Yes, sir.
Isn't there-
There are risks associated to these jobs as well. But since it was not, she didn't say, even in police services, risks are there. In any services, I'm talking about the risks are there. But yes, she didn't draw a distinction between those. So I'm just following the middle path that I promised her. Yes, there are risks, and that is why I'm here. if you're joining the defense forces, you must be ready for any sort of risk, and I'm always ready for that.
Then you're violating your grandmother's wish.
By letter and
No, that you know it for certain that there is a risk, and she stopped you from precluding you from joining this because of risk.
Yes, sir.
So the point has not shifted.
Yes, sir. Technically yes, but yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Aditya,
Yes,
having a background of engineering,
yes,
suppose you have been posted in the CRPF or any CAPF forces.
Yes.
What all modernization you will plan to enhance their efficiency?
so sorry, sir. Can I can
Being an engineer,
yes,
you have to give some ideas, some things, so that with the help of technology, the forces can enhance their performance.
yes, sir.
So what are the recommendations you will give?
I would prefer, if in CRPF, use of drone technology is very important. Like in far away in jungles, they have to patrol, and there are some booby traps and other sort of problems are there. So drones can help us find that what are the hideouts of the Naxals. So there I can use it. Being an electrical engineer, I can easily eliminate some sort of booby traps that are there related to the electrical thing. And the use of satellite phones and other things I would prefer that should be done, because proper communication should be there. These are some things I'm able to think for now. But in other aspects, like CRPF is also deployed in law and order operations and other things. There are also the use of technology like social media and other things. We can analyze that where people are moving and what so some riot kind of situation is there. So use of technology is very clear in there, and I would be helping them to use it.
Okay, the jammers are being used for the vehicle convoy in the JNK. Why they are using the jammer?
So some IED blast they do in JNK and in Naxalite areas as well. So IEDs are remotely controlled bombs and other things. So if you use the jammers, then you can eliminate the risks of IED blast or other things. So that is why jammers.
What
are
would be
used.
the frequency range for that?
I'm not very aware about the exact frequency range, but this
Yeah.
is the purpose.
To avoid the RFID, they are using jammers.
Yes. Okay.
So if it is the RF, then you have the whole spectrum of the radio frequency. It
Yes.
may be from HF to
Okay.
UHF.
UHF.
And the mobile phone also.
Yes.
With the higher frequency
Yeah.
it can be used.
Yeah, that is also a thing that they can't communicate with each other using the
Yeah.
mobile phones.
Suppose
when they are nearby.
you are in the LW area
Yes.
and is prone to the IED and all.
Yes.
So how we will negotiate that?
Negotiate that in
Negotiate that you have to take your troops, saving the lives,
yes.
negotiating the IED. What are the methods you need?
There are road opening
There-
parties for that.
First, you should know how many type of operational mechanism is there of the IED.
Yes, sir.
Then only you can negotiate it.
Yes. Yes.
Can you tell me the mechanism how to operate the IED?
So mechanism they mostly use they dig into the roads, and they get the wires out. And so if you are driving in those places, if you see some sort of differences in the like the roads is you seem that there are some mud or something on the road, then you do feel that the road is being tampered with. So
it
yeah.
is the one of the method of
Yes.
using the wire. Another
Yes.
method?
Another method can be again, yes, road opening parties are there. So a small party leads the whole convoy, so that if there
I am asking the mechanism of IED blast.
yes, sir.
Like one, I can give you the hint, the pressure.
Yes, sir.
By the pressure, it can be explode. Like other things also.
Yes, sir. So yes, but I'm not able to think that
Okay,
how
no,
I will be able
no
to.
problem. Nowadays, there is a declination in the Maoist area of the
Yes.
their activities and all. What
Yeah.
will be the cause for that?
According to the amateur report, the LWA affected districts in India are decreasing every day, and it has come down to approximately 40 to 45, as per my knowledge. So the armed forces are going in advance. Recently in Kanker, BSF had a very successful operation. So I think that the more will is there to eliminate the terrorists, and more development work is being done in the LWA areas. So the vacuum that is created after the elimination of extremists are being filled properly with the developments. So I do think that that is the reason why these districts are getting lesser in number, and the leadership is getting in. Since in Kanker class 29 of the senior leadership was eliminated, I do think that if you strike at the leadership and the ideology itself, then yes, you will get the success, and they are getting it.
Okay. Why the Manipur remains disturbed?
The problem with Manipur, what Manipur is facing, was because of a High Court judgment which suggested that 10% reservation is to be given to the Metis community, and the Kukis there already are in the ST. They do think that if SC status is given to the Metis, their ancestral rights will go away, and that is why the problem is there. So the clashes happened and other things. Law and order issues are there. There were some reports that even the police forces at lower level were divided on the lines of Kukis and Metis. So that thing is to be taken care properly, and the civil society is to be made strong so that these sort of stunts do not happen.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, Aditya, our interaction with you is over now.
Yes.
We'll give you some feedback.
Yes.
Okay, Aditya. Initially, when you came in, you were extremely nervous and stressful. So much so, it was manifesting, the stress was manifesting through movement of your legs.
Okay. Yeah.
I wonder if you noticed that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Anyway, you stabilized subsequently.
Yes.
And there's a pen in the pocket.
Yes.
This need not be there. Remove it.
Okay. Yeah.
And also, you have to manage your hair.
Yes, I have to take a haircut. This is
Or foreline, the hairline should be seen.
yes.
I mean, there are some hair on the
Okay.
forehead, and using the word like "I love to explore," etc., we can avoid. You can say "like to explore" instead of "love to explore." And then there were a lot of positive points. I should have, in fact, first given you the positive points.
Yes.
You have had a good sense of humor all along, even when there were stressful situations or in situations where you feel that you are not very comfortable.
Yes.
You laughed it off, carried it well. That was a very good thing. As a senior officer, it helps a lot.
Yes.
And especially when you are with troops.
Yes.
Okay. You could connect very well with the context.
Yes.
You could connect things well.
Yes.
And you could correlate with them properly. Presence of mind was good. You were quite alert, sharp. You could
Yes.
understand, discern things well. And well aware. Level of preparation is rather good.
Yes. So last time.
Good.
Yeah.
Level of preparation is good.
Yes.
So you done well. Thank you.
Your performance was confident. You were able to answer the questions. Because you are having the background of engineering and all, there may be such question will be asked.
Yes.
The frequency, the modern technologies, you can brush up. So many things
Yes.
can be
The
applied.
technical part of it.
Technical part of it. The UAV, there's a variety of UAVs. It can be used for that. There's the RF fencing, the jammers. There's so many things you can add on in your response. And the rest is good.
Yes, sir.
The rest is good.
Yeah.
Please, sir.
I was just wondering whether you can reasonably connect the point of your great grandfather or grandfather being in the police forces, or not really the police forces.
Yes.
So connecting it merely based on the uniform may not be appropriate, perhaps. I don't know.
Yes.
You can just consider whether you want to bring that out or not.
Okay. So I should not have mentioned the personal reason
Because
you were already
salt
satisfied with
inspector
it.
and all that.
Not-
Sorry?
Yeah, it is not.
It
Not
may not
necessary.
be
Not wanted.
relevant
Yes.
to guide you, motivate you to join the CAPF or the defense forces. Because when you say defense, we can't possibly be relating with such
Yes.
uniforms,
Obviously.
technically.
Yes. But mentioning it is okay, but going
Not
into the
required.
personal details is not.
I mean, some topics will come up unnecessarily. You're opening the windows for nothing.
Yes.
Because from there only he went on to the salt movement and everything.
Yes. Yes.
Salt का नाम लेते ही कहीं ना कहीं से trigger होता है कोई ना कोई point.
Yes.
So you're opening windows for nothing.
Yes. And new avenues are getting
Yes.
opened, so I should avoid.
So, okay, anyway, I'll leave it to you. Thank
It's
you.
upon you.
No, sir. Definitely, your opinion obviously matters.
Okay.
Aditya, when is the interview?
3rd of June.
We got ample time with you.
Yes.
The one area I'm feeling concerned about is in terms of the fact that all of a sudden let us switch over from the electrical engineering to the CAPF.
Yes.
So you prepare yourself well.
Yes.
Have your reasoning, have sound reasoning, right? They can always say that you could have done so well over here also. Why are you trying to attempt this? But anyhow, I mean, this is a matter of personal choice.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's also a matter of intense preparation, right?
Yes.
This is number one. Number two is in terms of the fact that we did not ask you hardly, did we ask him anything on international relations?
No,
Obviously not.
Yes.
So global politics, international relations, relations with our immediate neighbors,
Yes.
those things become very important. The global scenario,
Yes.
very important, So kindly prepare on those issues also.
Sure.
Chess, we didn't ask you anything on chess.
Yes.
So these are some of the areas where we need to focus upon. By and large, we are happy with the interaction that we have had with you,
Yes.
and you've been able to answer to our satisfaction.
Yes.
So you have to, now that it's on 3rd of June, you mentioned.
Yes.
So prepare well. I mean, don't leave anything
Yes.
what you unattended.
Yes.
The topics also and the way you formulate your answers, so that you'll also be able to realize that in any area that you tend to go haywire
Yes.
or you try to get off track,
Yes.
you should not try to get off track.
Yes. I should not mention.
See, this is a fourth attempt. I get concerned. That's a fourth attempt now.
Yes.
So, answer it's a good opportunity or rather rare opportunity that you are going to take the interview. You must capitalize upon the interview,
Yes.
right? That's the only message that I would like to give you.
My dress code will be different. I'll be wearing a gray suit, so that will not be an issue, I think.
See, the issue, the more important issue is how will you articulate your views. These are just embellishments and nothing
It's
else.
not against the conduct that
No.
I should not be wearing a gray
आप
suit.
आराम से जाइए, ठाट से जाइए.
Yes.
Have a pleasant disposition. Do
Yes.
well, articulate well, be well informed, be well read.
Yes.
Don't go against the spirit of the question by and large.
Yes.
Until unless you're required to do so,
Yes.
and maintain a neutral stance. That's all.
Sure.
Maintain government view as far as possible.
Sure. Sure. I'll stick to that.
They would have had so much of interaction, discussion, so much of itni sara inputs hoti hai, we don't even know what are the inputs they're deciding on.
Yes.
So I can feel anything, you can feel anything. That is
Yes.
not the point. And in such a forum, you can't discuss personal opinions
Yes.
very strongly. I would say.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best.
Yes, sir. Thanks.